Scholars advocate adaptive science and research as ways to surmount Nigeria's sustainability challenges. Child with a hole in the heart appeals for financial support for surgery. Plus, Nigerians raise concerns with new petrol pump price of 617 naira. Hello, welcome to NTA UYO News. My name is Utabe Achibong. This broadcast is reaching you live on StarTimes channel 103 and our social media platforms on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Now, solving Nigeria's sustainability challenges now in the future requires adaptive science and research. This was the view of scholars and researchers at the second International Conference on Adaptive and Sustainable Science, Engineering and Technology. Clement Barikwe has reports.
Science, engineering and technology are evolving, and the human environment is at the receiving end of this technologically changing world. Mitigating the impact of these scientific discoveries for the benefit of mankind through sustainability is the reason why researchers and scholars around the world are brainstorming at this conference. Vice Chancellor Akwa Ibom State University Professor Nse Essien says a deeper understanding of these challenges through research is needed to produce adaptive strategies to enable mankind to inhabit the earth.
We have presentation by very distinguished professors from United States NASA, and we also have from Bradford University talking about space science. I think it's a way to gradually introduce us to the current trend in sciences globally. This conference will make our scientists to be able to think globally and also attune to the global trend in this particular areas of specialization, which has to do with adaptive technology and sustainability.
The conference, which had resource persons from around the world, is taking place virtually at the Akwa Ibom State University and Manchester, United Kingdom.
This conference is going to boost our academic frontier, is going to bridge our own research collaboration with other international institutions. And we hope that at the end of this conference, many of our doors will be open to the international world.
It gives us an idea of what is currently going on outside of this country and what is coming. I mean, we've just seen a presentation, not just on 5G, but on 6G. And we are just embracing 5G. We're just beginning to embrace 5G. And people are talking about 6G. So we're looking at tomorrow.
The 3-day conference has as its theme developing assets for the present and the future generations. This is the second time the Assets Conference is holding in Akwa Ibom State. From Ikorokpaden, Clement Barikwe, NTA News.
4 years ago, a little boy Abase Feneno Kingsley Dixon was born, and just a day after being dedicated, trouble started, which made his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Kingsley John Dixon, to seek medical attention. The diagnosis has left them helpless. Umo Basedet takes the story from here.
His birth to his parents may have been heralded with so much joy, being the only boy after the birth of 2 girls. But barely few months into his birth, tragedy struck as little Abase Feneno Kingsley John developed some breathing complications, and after several medical tests and examinations, the little boy was diagnosed to have a hole in the heart since 2020.
He born with it, though we did not notice it. It's only immediately after his dedication, the Sunday, Monday, Wednesday of that week. the thing started and he was breathing high. So we rushed him to teaching hospital. That was when they run the diagnose and run all the tests and now tell us he has hole in the heart.
This has left the parents broken and seeking for help. Father of Abase Feneno, Mr. Kingsley John Dixon, an electrician in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, says Nigerians remain his last hope.
I took him to the hospital, teaching hospital Uyo. Then after then, they referred me to Kanu Wankwo Heart Foundation at Lagos. So taking him down there, the analysis given to me by the Kanu Wankwo Foundation, that the surgery was to be 4.5 million. So then, since I did not have the money, so I just came out in order to tell the public that they should help.
4.5 million naira is required to get Abase Feneno to stay alive and live a normal life. The little boy too has this appeal for Nigerians.
Nigerian, please help me.
For your donations, please pay to the account details on the screen. Let's help Abase Feneno Kingsley John stay alive. In Uyo, Umar Basidate, NTA News.
Motorists woke up to a new petrol pump price of 617 naira at NNPC limited retail stations across the country. For most motorists, this may mean higher price from independents and major marketers. To this effect, petrol queues had resurfaced in stations still selling at 540 naira per litre. Lydia Sampson has a situation report.
That motorists, in a bid to quickly buy at the old price, rushed to petrol stations still selling at 540 naira per litre.
It's bad and it's hurting.
Formerly, we consume 200,000 a month, but now we are talking of million. And the cost of running the office is not okay for us.
And before, I've been filling my car before 537 naira. At the rate of 13,500. We are buying now 30-something thousand naira for my car now.
I'm not surprised because it can happen. Last week they are saying they don't add fuel to 700, but they deny it. But now actually it's happened.
My take is I don't know when NNPC are the one regulating our fuel now. If it is market forces, are other marketers also selling like that? I don't know.
This morning we wake up, then they give us information that we should change the price by 617. So actually we don't know what is happening. So whenever they give us the go ahead, we reduce it. When they say we should increase, we should increase.
How much are you buying per litre now at this NNPC?
617. When market forces also reduce, that one they will not reduce it. It's only the increase they normally comply with.
I would have advised our fellow Nigerians to keep calm. At least it's happening like this in other countries. In a short while, it will come down.
At the time of filing in this report, it was observed that though only NNPC limited stations are selling at 617 naira per litre, most stations are also on the verge of changing their pump prices. While others have changed to 617 on their pump, the old price is still on display.
Subsidy is gone, and in a deregulated market, products are sourced by marketers while calculating their margin. Expert says they are at liberty to sell at a reasonable price to make profit and sustain availability.
The government agency hitherto responsible for regulating price is the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, though removal of subsidy has stripped NMDPRA of the right to regulate the price. It, however, has a moral responsibility to protect consumers from exploitation. The pump price will largely depend on foreign exchange, global crude price, cost of sea transportation and handling, import charges margin, logistics, inland, and margin of distributors and retailers. So, in an ideal situation, experts says it is practically impossible for petrol price to be fixed even for 1 week. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Economic watchers see concerns about food security have been long-standing in Nigeria due to soaring prices of food items on daily basis. The declaration by President Bola Tinubu to tackle issues bordering on food availability and affordability, they say is expected by many as a welcome relief. Ellen Badu Ekpo spoke with Nigerians on this development and now reports.
Nigeria is Africa's most populous black nation, struggling with inflation challenges, especially in the economic sector, with attendant rising costs of food items. More worrisome is the removal of fuel subsidy, leading to a rise in fuel prices, which is a determinant in prices of commodities in Nigeria. Reacting to this development on declaration of state of emergency on food security, some Nigerians lend their voices on areas of interest to tackle food shortages and rising costs.
I would suggest that they should allow food to come in from all other countries. The food we have in Nigeria is not enough for the populace. The law of demand said when the demand is so high, the quantity of food will be less for the populace. So when the demand is something that we can afford, at least we can buy it with the little money we have. But when there is shortage, the amount we buy will be so exorbitant. So it goes back to the point that the food should be sufficient.
For rice now, a cup, 200 na 2 something, and the main man, that is the masses, some of them they cannot even afford this rice because our borders are closed. And secondly, the prices of fuel has been increased, and it's also affecting the traders. When they bring their commodities from the village to the township, when you go to market to buy things, they say that the cost of transportation is very high.
If you block the borders, the prices of food will go up. But if you open the borders and there can be free flow of, food from other countries, will bring the prices of goods of food down.
Everything is in the high side, and of course a common man cannot make it. A common man cannot afford just a common food to eat, and of course I believe government should intervene on that particular aspect of it.
Government have to look at the issue of incentives to farmers by providing fertilizers to farmers at the lowest discounts, and making it very accessible to people, especially in the rural communities, because people in the rural communities mainly are into agriculture.
The president also ordered the immediate release of fertilizer and grains to enhance food production. It is the hope of Nigerians that the initiative will stimulate economic growth while improving nutrition of Nigerians. In Uyo, Evelyn Badu Epo, NTA News.
And residents of Odoete Street and its environs are appealing to Akwa Ibom State government to come to their aid by repairing the road to reduce their suffering. Omolara receives report is here presented. Odoete Road, which links the popular Ikpai Road and other roads around the University of Uyo, is almost impassable as commuters and other road users find it difficult to navigate through the area, especially with the rains. Residents of the area, including business operators, say the road gets worse whenever it rains, making life difficult for them.
People cannot drive it well. Why? Because the road is very bad. The road that linked to Nelson Mandela School Road, Ebon Esien, Odoigong Street, the road is very bad. So we need government to come and make the road to be okay for us.
It's unfortunate that we are experiencing this here in Odoete, and at some point it's as if the governments are just abandoning this particular road. Sometimes they will call people to come and renovate the road instead of them coming with a good company that will be able to handle the road. They are just coming with some of our indigenous companies. Not that our indigenous companies, not that they are not good, but the problem is that some of them, they are after making their profits, not after perfection.
It's very, very bad. Why it is so is because government is not giving attention to sub-roads, especially those roads that link up to major roads. Their focus have always been major roads, and it has been very, very challenging for us that are commuters, tricycle drivers, to be able to apply those roads.
Students residing in the area also are the worst hit, as according to them, they have to miss lectures most times due to heavy downpour.
The road here is very bad, especially this raining season. You cannot walk in this kind of ground. When you put your leg, this dirty thing will soak. So if you're dressing to school or to work or anything, you cannot trek from here.
We really are appealing to the government to come and make sure they see to the condition of this road, they do something about it, and we'll be very, very glad if
the government come and fix the road for us. Most of the people sometimes they can even wake up by 5 o'clock and by 7 o'clock to go reach their office. Getting to should be 8 o'clock. Yeah, spend a lot of time based on the bad route.
They are appealing to state government and other relevant authorities for intervention to reduce their suffering. In Uyo, Utabe Achibong, NTA News. Up next is sports updates with Gift George.
On the Nigerian Premier Football League, Okechukwu Paloku has emerged as the new chairman of the Nigerian Premier Club Owners Association. The general manager of Rivers United emerged as the new chairman of the Nigerian Premier League Club Owners Association after the elections on Monday in Abuja, with all 20 clubs participating. Remo Stars chairman Kunle Shonami and Doma United Suleiman Omar were elected chairmen to represent the North and South on the board, while Sporting Lagos chairman and sports journalist Gordon Enakena emerged as the association's general secretary. In a related development, Nigerian Football Federation President Ibrahim Gusau has inaugurated board members of the Nigerian National League, Nationwide League 1 and the Nigerian Women's Football League in Abuja, urging them to hit the ground running ahead of the new season in a deliberate attempt to revamp the league system towards attracting sponsorship and more followership.
We must try as much as possible to see how we can source more money in order for us to develop this game of football.
There are a lot of changes that certainly must be addressed.
In basketball, the third edition of the DK Olukoya Women's Basketball Tournament ended at the National Stadium Lagos, with MFM Lagos retaining the title. The annual event, which had 8 teams, provided a platform where talented players are scouted for the national teams. In the finals, MFM Queens Lagos defeated MFM Achievers by Elsa 48-46.
4 of MFM girls have been invited to the national team. And as we speak, there's another one happening. 2 of them told me that they've been invited to the senior national team of Nigeria.
In squash, to improve the rating of Nigerian players worldwide, the Nigerian Squash Federation has organized a closed satellite tournament which ended at the Teslim Balogun Stadium, Lagos. The 5-day competition, which featured about 64 players from various parts of the country, was solely for senior players in Nigeria.
Closed satellites are the entry-level tournaments, allowing them to earn ranking points locally, which is really good for the players.
In the women's final, Busaya Olatunji beat Rufuyat Abdulaziz 3-2, while Anu Adegoke defeated Gabriel Olufumilayo also by 3-2 to emerge champion in the men's category. With sports updates, Gift George, NTA News.
To end the news, another look at the major stories. Scholars have advocated adaptive science and research as ways to surmount Nigeria's sustainability challenges. Child with a hole in their heart has appealed for financial support for surgery. You also heard in the news that Nigerians have raised concerns with new petrol pump price of 617 naira. Thanks for staying tuned. Wemedimo is standing by for the news translation. Have a good day.
Eko ngiwud ke di nam dunga mbanga usang erikpan mention siem penaba kirutnya. Itu kan ini agak rugi seremo. Ayah mau ngamat tuh menunggu yukara ke aku siang idem. Menunggu kirutnya ni tang kau banganangan turwa petrol lalu aku ke wipe ban harai ke cekit ye. Efreba ke lita kit. Aku ibum emesero. Anyang meru wemedi masam senjai ku membok yang sini nomu fokubahan senemi. Etang ebu ke di pan nyong tre mfana yem pa ukut abara kirut nyani dagame ye kini so adom po beginam ntotongo ndungo ke banga ke motom pomi Ameriko ame mentai fiok ekene meke ko yogo mboriba eke tumo ekoto International Conference on Adaptive ye Sustainable Science Engineering ye Technology ya ikom bomi oyogo yogo. Mbogana mnoedi yongebu ke science, engineering, ya technology, adom po apoko ke kusen ke fat unadot. Amena manno mpok bungon ko kemme uwemewu. Kendo tam ye ndungo eridi yongo mfon amem pomi abenne adiedogo uforo ko bionyan. Ado yogon tak anama mentai fiok yembon unam dungo kunadot. Eriana ke kembono erikori wood mbanga mempomi. Itu bom phong wet ntai fiok ama kwai bom State University atai fiok nse sien ama tangabu ke disani fok nsuk anyen nse memfana abara ko tuo me science and technology koro eriyem musong eripan memfana ami ado ta pan po abigi wam mbono wo erikan kara nyong nengam pom mbono ke frunadut mbwanam no eriyongebu kembono ado anienge me ano ukpe mpo kenkana unadut nko kasokwadaritie ka Kwaibom State University ye ke Manchester United Kingdom mbono usenitado ani ko iwood adogo edinenge ndaga uforo mbono no oyomi ye iniso nko ado oyogo akangiba ame etumo utombonomi ka Kwaibom State mikuyo Kufang iswa inang aboyogeko itugo ina wuden akereke ba sefene no Kingsley Dixon ema mana nko kenanga keri ongonye ma mfana ma tongo akena manno ite ye kamo Kingsley John Dixon eyemu wam keri no nye usobo ya ikom membogo mitu tube achibo
Kini kere goro ayine manake argubon unie ese kobine mesere taiti nkoro mimbogo ye mfan yembonu fo Ado unie ayin akiriki abasi fene no mi ema ekobine mesere taiti sia akpa wude ne mo ni gerum ke mo ma ke ni ndito ibani ba ida lesen mo iki kwene ke se ma ke kwene udi ongo jene mi mo ma ke kejine mi ani mfana anyi mi ki kana inwe ana mo fege bene jene mi ka ofo bo ke na mention sio udomo e ke kejine mi ani ndu ke se tongo ki swa 2020 anam idara me kai ke ni ge yemete idari kwene si amo ma tongo eye mo ngam ke mitie ete abasi fene no mi ete Kingsley John Dixon ado awo anamam ko banga ikang electric guru ni electrician mi ke steremi anyin ko bo kemboni deremi edo akpatri do ni mo ni ke siyo abasi fe mbona me di on ke do millionaire inang yubak ado siyem iri wa majine mi yamana ado uwem neke ajine mi nko ba se fene no asunu yo abenge mboni da abo mbok ya sinu ngam nino mo ebu edie ke wonte kere ye meri no yine mi ngam akoke itente aworo bi gbe ko besen mo wele ke akebe ndu semi miku yo tebe achibo akombok inti
Mbon no wer ngoke ke ifa uda ite ye kenkan kokaro esnu ye kuru kara Kwaibom serebo yagari snu wam inom mimo ke didiong usongaro manatoro adi wam mimo sado maitanga bo kusongaro idogoro semmimo isanga ba yongi kaninam ndubege yaiko membomi oyogo
usongu do te a esanga ke ewo usongi pa nkoro mention sio usong fen edaga ediana ekambu fongwen ta fioguyo mbonam jagedi ngoke awi ikanisanga akmanakpan yenanga ermedi neke ari bidagami bono wesidongoro nkorom yusinanga mbubege ebu kesere erme madi usongoro ni neke diok mewi kanakan isangi foro to fong wesidongoke efaga donko ebu ke aneke diok yemi mo kansia dangere medi debe mi iyaka mi mo si kane ka fong wet akmanakpan ni erme neke ke adebe bo so usongoro isidogoro sisangi foro mutonko iwati foro ammo ami esinu yo ebe ngukara nkoro fre fat mbio si new work ebo yaga esinu work ena musongoro ba atoro amana nwam mimo miku yo utebe achibon akombok enti
Kwaibom ntembok nyan ko bakan sene metre ro nyang medu we medi mo sam sene sosonga kan pangotong tutun dobreyo